With all the holes we've made in the timeline, it was bound to split. 2 to 3 or 2 to a west, just know we'll never quit. 23 full years of questing to base for deaths, but that's a given. RuneScape 3 Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, questing through 2007. Welcome back to January 1st, 2007. We've got a New Year's resolution, and it is thievery. Knocking Menifite thugs out, stealing everything they have, getting thieving levels here. 91. That is Starved Ancient Effigy and Highworth Workers later, but actually, currently, we can go to Pyramid Plunder Room 8. Could be good thieving XP, Pyramid Plunder, and all that. A few problems with that idea, though, obviously. Mostly that we would not really get money. Here, for getting from 90 to 91, we got 246,000 coins. So, well, that's something. Definitely going to need more money here. I don't know if thieving is going to be the entire idea here, or if we're just going to get this to like 99 and then figure out a different money-making method. Maybe more things will show up in that time frame. Because the amount of experience per level in the 90s starts to get pretty out of control. 614,000 XP to level 92. This is like 200 something-ish thousand XP per hour here. Not terrible. Anyways, we've got updates, as per usual. Right off the bat here on the 1st, we immediately get the behind the scenes. We got a new barbarian minigame, a quest out here in the desert, which is thematic for all the thieving we're doing here. There's going to be some penguins, more going on in the haunted mine, and all of the standard player galleries and such like that. Graphical reworks, quest pages, all kinds of stuff on the website. On January 2nd, 2007, some rules were updated. Specifically, about how you're not allowed to use third-party clients or world switchers. Mostly because a lot of these were just scams and hacking your account and losing your password. And many of them included entire chat channels about breaking the rules, so not ideal. Just a giant mess. People are still out here just constantly getting their accounts stolen. It's a problem. On January 4th, 2007, another thing a little bit out here in the desert here. Right-click options for magic carpets, and also gnome gliders. Gets you moving a little bit quicker. Very convenient. A change out in the wilderness, in single combat zones, which used to be a thing. You can no longer use lunar spells to help your friends. You would just be sitting there, trying to fight people, and all their friends are just hanging by, healing them constantly, giving them vengeance. It's a mess. The Christmas event has also been removed. So if you didn't complete it, you don't get the rewards. Ava's device has been changed to the actual way it's supposed to be. Much more useful than making some arrows. It now makes the arrows slower, but with the new effect of picking up ammunition that you fired most of the time. Previously, you would fire your arrows, they'd all be on the ground, you have to go pick them up constantly. But now, most of them will return to you. Assuming that you don't have a metal plate body on that messes with the whole Ava's device. And also doesn't really work over obstacles, which is unfortunate. So there's still places where it's not ideal. This whole Ava's device is now actually a passive, So technically we have it. But also technically we can't use it, obviously. And we're not going to use it because we don't use any ranged weapons that have ammunition. Doesn't do anything for the Chinchompas. Wouldn't do anything for the crystal bow. Ranged is definitely still kind of a problem. And that's definitely something. But the main update for today would be another good time to have a games necklace. Because it has a new teleport to the new place. Up at the Barbarian Outpost. There's a new building here. Just right in front of the outpost here. For a new minigame. Barbarian Assault. We've got lots of different things in here. Definitely an interesting thing. We got statues of various monsters. Graphical update later on these guys. Got Queen Spawn. There's a plaque that says Penn's Queen Spawn. And information about it. But looking at all these guys. And a fighter here. Definitely look a lot different than they did originally. In here, we got a few different things. We got a bank chest, which might still just be a bank deposit box. Doesn't matter either way for us, we don't have a bank. A ladder down, a blackboard, and a few guys. Try to climb down the ladder. We need to talk to the captain first. This is Captain Kane. Hello there. Hello. What is this place? Why, you wretched son of a big-nosed, warty, smelly goblin? How dare you speak to a commanding officer like that? What? Stand straight, chest out, shoulders back. Okay, okay. You'll address me as Captain. Yes, Captain. Better. Now what is a low-life, pathetic excuse for a human being doing sniffing around my arena? Exploring, Captain. Looked like a chance for combat, sir. You think you have what's necessary to take on the penance? No chance. With respect, Captain, I don't understand what this place is. You really are useless, aren't you? Very well. Make the most of this because I don't suffer idiots easily. This is the Barbarian Assault Arena. You want to sign up with us? Sir, yes, sir. Then listen closely. Wait a minute. I'm not giving a tutorial to someone carrying runes or arrows. Toss them in that bank chest over there first. Boo. Boo. You need to do the tutorial first. The tutorial here with Captain Kane. But like he said, he doesn't like runes or arrows. Or realistically, either capes. So technically, we could get rid of the runes here. We probably should. We don't have a huge number on us right now. Maybe getting back would be a slight problem. Although I guess we do have the Lumbertome teleport at this point. That'd actually be kind of fine, honestly. So let us go and make use of our runes here. Drop those. Put the cape in the cape rack, just for good measure. And get this going. A lot of runes will just teleport around a few times. Elemental runes are cheap and easily retrieved. Get those back. Nature runes, we're just going to do the tiniest bit of smithing here. So that'll be fine. And then we'll be back, Captain. Don't you worry. Feeling very empty inventory here. Also have money and the lunar staff, which apparently should be fine. It's like only runes, arrows, and cape, and also food. We don't have any. We had food on us earlier. Yeah, whatever. Back talking to the captain again. Hi, Ultimate Ironman Artic reporting, sir. Trying that back when you talk to me. You want my help? Sir, can we do some training? Again? Very well. Listen closely this time. Not really again. It's more the introduction. Introducing the arena. This is the Barbarian Assault Arena. It is established as a battleground, which to fight a race of creatures called the Penance. The Penance were sent to this world by the gods as punishment for our misdeeds. You see, we performed many dishonorable deeds over the years, and it's for this that the gods have sent these creatures to Gillinor. Really? How can you be sure? Quiet, you piteous fool of black dragon dribble. We never question what is fact. What was I saying? Oh yes. We've established this place for all to pay their debt to the gods through combat. This is the only true honor. Isn't fighting wrong? What? Never mind. Please continue. Well, in this arena below, you fight the penance in teams of 5 players. And if you make it through 9 waves of these monsters, we'll pit you against their queen. You can go through these waves as many times as you wish. This is the full tutorial here. How do you get started? Also comes with cutscenes. You'll notice a ladder in the center of the room. If you go down it, you'll find the briefing rooms. It's within these that you can sign up a team of 4 other players to enter the game with. Heading down the ladder, you will notice there are 10 numbered rooms, 1 for each wave of penance you can fight. You should go to stand in the room that you wish to start on, so long as you've reached that level. Big numbers on the floor. Tables within each room for you to pick up a scroll. So if you like to use on the scroll, then click on another player. You need to get the signature of 4 other members you want in your team. Alternatively, you can join someone else's team if they use the scroll on you. When full team is enlisted, add your name to the scroll by right-clicking and selecting right role, and proceed down one of the ladders to start a game. Easy as that. Playing the game. Also an important part. How to play the game. Going down the ladder from recruitment room, this is the arena in which you shall be fighting. Once you have entered battle, your task depends on which of the 4 roles you've chosen. Attacker, defender, collector, or healer. I'll explain these roles shortly. Each role is provided with a different piece of information in their interface. Information must be communicated to other members of your team using a horn, which we shall provide. This is the Penance Calling Horn. You can also communicate this information using the abilities you'll find in your Constitution ability book. Not yet. The Penance use a form of telepathic communication, which one of our elders has managed to tap into and relay to us. You're rewarded honor points, depending on how well you fight, which can be later exchanged for rewards. Rewards are also fun. Now you get information on each of the roles here. The attacker role. Unsurprisingly, it attacks. Starting the game, all players are given an icon to show what role they're playing. Choose to be an attacker, you'll find yourself with a red symbol around your feet. The attacker can use melee range or magic to attack the Penance Fighters and the Penance Rangers. They're looking really freaky. These monsters have intuitive defensive system, allows them to protect against different types of attack. It is good for them, but bad for you. You'll need to adopt one of the 3 fighting stances to overcome the penance, which will be accessed via the Constitution section of your ability book. Originally would have been different styles of things, like rapid or slash. But there is less ability to change those kinds of things, since everything has its one type of attack with evolution of combat. A little bit different. If you attack with the wrong stance, your attacks will backfire against you. In the stance you're supposed to be used will display next to the ear icon, the information you last heard from the collector. This role, you're responsible for telling the collector what they have to do. Use the horn we give you to call out what's displayed next to the mouth icon. So to recap, do what's next to the ear icon, shout what's next to the mouth icon. Shouting out updates the other player's information, so you need to make sure you regularly shout out what you see next to the mouth. You'll see the current wave and the role of the player you're shouting to. You can get all the runes and arrows you could possibly need from the attacker machine near the room's entrance. The machine with the red sword symbol. You may want to check out the statues of Penance Ranger and Penance Fighter near the entrance. It will give you a better idea of what you're up against when playing as an attacker. Very good. You attack the things. Brilliant stuff. A little bit more difficult. The defender role. If you're a defender, you'll find yourself with a blue symbol around your feet. As a defender, you have to stop the penance runners. These penance runners will start off at the far north of the arena and make their way to the south end. There's a trick we're playing on them, luring them with the smell of their queen to test you. As the defender, the only way to stop the penance is to lure them towards traps on the floor. There's one on each to the east and west edges of the arena. You can lure them using a selection of food that's available from the defender machine near the room's entrance, the machine with the blue shield symbol on it. There are different types of food you must drop on the floor in their vicinity before finally dropping a piece next to the trap. The type of food you're supposed to use, worms, tofu, or crackers, will be displayed on the HUD next to the ear icon. It's transmitted to you by the healer. The types of food change as the penance runners become wise to your tactics. If you use the wrong food type, the penance runners will discover your plans and head back from where they came. In this role, you'll also be responsible for telling the healer the information they need, so they'll use the horn we give you to call out what's next to the mouth symbol. Unfortunately, the traps don't last forever. You must fix them with materials to the north. You can also use materials to build barricades over the cave entrances to slow down the penance. Have a look at the statue of the penance runner near the entrance, so you want to learn more about these strange creatures. Trapping them in the traps. Luring them over. Sometimes feels like it works better than some other times. Collector. Collects. But what are they collecting? By choosing to be a collector, you'll find yourself with a yellow symbol. In the collector role, you must pick up eggs that are dropped by defeated penance. You can only hold so many at a time. You can temporarily store them in a bag that we'll provide you when you enter. Look for this collector bag in your inventory. You must then take the eggs and load them into the launchers up on the podiums, so they can be fired at the penance. There are three types of eggs: red, green, and blue. Red eggs are explosive. Blue eggs can be used to hamper an enemy with disadvantages, and green eggs can be used to provide your teammates with various advantages. Not quite. Red eggs explode and do damage. Blue eggs were just a little stun that didn't do anything. And green eggs were poison. Now it's slightly different. It's not quite as simple as that, though, because you can only pick up eggs of a certain color at a certain time. It's because they have a special defensive mechanism and explode upon being touched. Collector. The correct color will be displayed next to the ear icon, communicated to by the attacker. You'll also be responsible for telling the attacker what types of stance to use. Calling out what's next to the mouth icon. So to recap, do what's next to the ear, shout next to the mouth. So just you have a look at the statues of various penance at the entrance of the arena. It'll give you a better idea of what you'll be trying to avoid as you collect eggs, if you choose to be a collector. And the last role here, the healer role. Take a guess what they do. By choosing to be a healer, you'll have a green circle around your feet. As a healer, your job is to heal players and poison the penance healers. Look at those nasty teeth. You'll heal their own kind and poison your teammates. You get vials from the healer machine near the room's entrance, machine with green cross symbol on it. These vials can be used with the nearby spring to fill up and create a special healing potion for use on other players. The dispenser also gives poison food that you can use on the penance healers. 3 kinds of this poison food you can use: tofu, worms, and meat. The type to use will be displayed next to the ear icon, which is communicated to you by the defender. You'll also be responsible for telling the defender which type of food they should be using, calling out with the horn what's next to the mouth icon. Do what's next to the ear, shout what's next to the mouth. Calling is incredibly important. You see the name of your teammates and the state of their health. Keep this in mind and listen out for calls for help. It'd be a good idea for you to take a look at the statue of the penance healer near the entrance. Should help you better understand what you have to do should you choose the role of healer. And then just a few more bits here, like some extra information. Always good to have all the information here, and it is technically required to do the tutorial, so. Other than performing the task of your role, there are 2 other things you can do. There are 2 egg launchers in the arena. These are stocked up by the collector, but anyone can be fired by anyone. Simply activate the launcher, select the type of monster you want to fire an egg at, and what kind of egg you want to fire, assuming the eggs of that type are loaded. You'll also spot a rather large horn in the corner of the arena. Anyone can use this to shout out information to people in the arena. Using the horn, you'll be shown an interface that will display all the information you need to know, in case other people aren't doing it correctly. So you will battle through the waves in your given role, earning honor points. If things become too easy for you, you can also switch to hard mode. Does not exist yet. This can be done by checking the options of scroll or being in a team with a leader switches you to hard mode. In hard mode, the penance creatures will have stronger attacks, but you'll earn more glory. You'll see these blackboards dotted around. Use these to view your progress as a soldier. You can battle through the waves as many times as you wish. Also, should you want, there's a bank deposit box to allow you to store away any items you don't need while in battle. That's very interesting here. Was a deposit box, now it's a full bank and the tutorial has not been updated. Fascinating. Let's get something clear. At the start of the first stage, the mighty Gothics placed deposits of rune stones all around the world for people to use. This gift simply wasn't enough for some people. They really started crafting their own runes. We believe in only using those runes that were given to us in the first place. We have one such depository of runes that we have used since Gothic's gift. We won't allow you to use runes created by yourself or some other greedy rune crafter. We also won't let you use any prayers. There's no time to pray. Arrows too are provided by the arena, so you had better leave them behind. Yeah, no prayer in here either. All sorts of interesting stuff. And then the final battle. The big finale. On the 10th wave, you'll face the final battle. The dungeon you are placed in is slightly different from the other waves. You'll still perform the normal tasks within your role. After a certain amount of time, you will see the deadly penance queen. If you're in hard mode, instead you'll face the king. It's best to get rid of the normal penance as fast as possible, so you can focus on taking the beast you face down. With the queen, your task will change. The queen lays a new type of egg, a yellow egg. A yellow penance queen egg. The queen can't be beaten by normal combat or by normal eggs, and hence it's up to you as a team to change these yellow eggs into omega eggs. An omega egg. The omega egg can be launched from the queen launched from the egg launcher back at the queen. It will need to be passed from one person to the next, each person doing something to the egg to prepare it and make it into an omega egg. I shall go through each role to tell you what you will be responsible for. A lot to take in, but don't worry. Provide you with a book that will remind you of your task. As a collector, you must pick up yellow eggs, pass them to the healer. This you can do by simply selecting use on the egg and selecting the healer. You also have to take the omega eggs from the defender and load them into the launcher. As a healer, you'll take the yellow eggs from the collector, dip them in poison pools to create a poisoned yellow egg, before passing them on to the attacker. As attacker, you'll be taking poisoned yellow eggs from the healer, then attaching spikes when you break off these mushrooms before passing them to the defender. As a defender, you'll be taking spiked, poisoned yellow eggs from the attacker, then heating them up in lava to create an omega egg. Pressing on to a collector who can then load them into the launcher. Then, you can fire the egg at the queen, just to be until she dies. Again, don't worry. We'll be getting a book to remind you of these tasks. So, would you like a book to remind you of your role? Yes, please. Give a book. The Queen Help book. One of the very few things that start with the letter Q. Final battle. At least, in old school it was. Alpha blocked. What a mess. On the 10th wave of the final battle, your place is. And we already did this. It's not the final battle. You need to look at the rewards. Let's go through here. Lots of information for Barbarian Assault. Lots going on. And if somebody is not doing their role correctly, not calling out anything, it just falls apart. Almost immediately. Thanks. Rewards. Is what we're talking about. At the end of each wave of penance will be presented with a score sheet to inform you of how you performed as a team, how you performed as an individual. Another spot for people to mess everything up for you. You'll reward honor points for each individual role, attacker, defender, collector, or healer. You can then spend those honor points as you wish with Commander Conrad, who you will find in this entrance hall. Points you earn in these waves are dependent on how you perform, with a variety of factors counting towards it. See all the factors at the end of the wave. It's worth noting these for future attempts. As well as honor points, you can earn a bonus experience. Not true. This was added later. It's going to be set at one of the 3 skills, the waiting room. Nope. Add you automatically when the wave ends. Only honor points. That's the only thing that exists. You can unlock special rewards for killing the penance queen. Must claim before you kill her again. You can gain a maximum of 15,000 honor points in each roll. After that, you must spend some before you can earn more. It's like 500 currently. That's all I can tell you. You're ready to start your career, soldier. Sir, thank you, sir. Feel free to return to me any time to repeat any of the training. Doesn't hurt to make sure you're totally clear on what you have to do. Alright. You're not going to need help here. We do not really need to do Barbarian Assault. Totally could, though. Down in here is this room. What if they just got rid of the other room here for auto starting because nobody used it? Anyways, you need to get a group of 5 people in 4 roles. So one of the roles is going to have 2 people. Decide how you want to do that. Want more healers, more attackers, somebody to help with roles that people aren't doing well at. There's options. 10 waves, queen at the end, always good. No bringing things in that you can't bring. Having more free inventory does help, obviously, because you'll be able to hold more of the things for certain roles. Definitely more important for some than others. We got the blackboards here. Shows you your current rank in each of the roles here. Level it up by spending honor points that you get for playing. Giving you bonuses to all kinds of things. Making you even stronger. That goes up to level 5. Always a good time. And if you are more interested in the actual rewards here, things you can use elsewhere. We got a whole pile of things. We got the roll stuff, no insignias yet, those don't exist. A whole bunch of different armor, though. We got hats for all kinds of different styles. You got melee attack, range attack, magic attack, the runner one. That was good. The penance torso, previously known as the fighter torso, has melee strength, which is very, very strong. Pretty much the best chest piece in the game, currently. Not as defensive as, like, Rune or Barrow's stuff, but having strength bonus to do more damage is a good call. Penance skirt was a range skirt, similar to Red D'hide chaps. Penance boots were not good, and the gloves gave a little bit of weight reduction. All kinds of interesting things here. There are no weapons, no titles. There are some miscellaneous things. Gambling for random items. Anything from some gems and dragon leather up to an ultra rare dragon medium helm and dragon chain body, which is very, very wild. It's like the amount of points these cost also has changed. Well, it's more expensive. And also the granite body, which is fairly tanky. Between Rune and Barrows, costs 95,000 coins. It's definitely something. Overall, nothing we particularly need right now. We might want to do some of this later. Depends what things we want to actually accomplish. We definitely need to be aware of the things that we own, though. There's some other instances where we need even less things, but as we get access to more options and stuff, we're going to have good inventory management. Currently we're doing just fine. And buy this back, store the rock shell in the house, make a ring of life, easily enough. Even put the money in the kingdom if we needed to. Only main problem is the Amulet of Glory. That'd be less easy to get. But there are some options coming up soon enough that would help us be able to get an Amulet of Glory back. We'll worry about that later, though. Okay. Barbarian Assault. Not as popular these days. That's part of what the spotlight is about. Worry about that later, too. Anyways. We'll now move on to January 10th, 2007. Player Gallery on the website. More art, always a fun time. Quest Help system also adds some new quests. Morning's End Part 1 and 2, Troll Romance, Troll Stronghold, one small favor. You use daily points to get small hints or slightly larger hints on the exact step you're on. Or you can just go to various fan sites. Also works. Fixed a few bugs with Barbarian Assault here. Very good. Stuff like various disappearing interfaces. And the egg launcher. Changing the model for the eggs and instead firing cats somehow. Weird. You also now need to use the Accept Aid feature in order to get recruitment offers. Kind of annoying. Kind of awkward. An animation stall while wearing a defender from the Warriors Guild and getting attacked has been removed. So you're not just standing still and then zipping forwards over and over, or just standing there like you're not getting hit. And Flames of Zamorak now correctly lowers magic levels if your opponent had their magic level boosted. It's kind of the whole idea. That's another thing that doesn't exist anymore. Anyways. Next quest. First quest of 2007. Contact. Requires Ichlarin's Little Helper, but also requires Prince Alley Rescue originally. But Prince Alley Rescue doesn't exist anymore, and it was replaced with 2 other quests, which are then in turn required for Ichlarin's Little Helper. So we've gotten there. We've got what we need. Required items: a light source and a tinderbox to light said light source. Pretty much any kind of light source is fine. Probably just gonna go get a candle. Very, very extinguishable, but we'll do fine. That's what the tinderbox is for. Also going to be quite a fair amount of combat in this quest, so getting some food together would be a good plan. And then it's down to Sophanem. Desert quest. Let's go. Sophanem's still looking quite different. Whole massive temple here instead of just a building near the pyramids. But anyways, hello, High Priest. Good day, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, Artic. Hello there. How goes the fight for Clinter's soul? It never ends. As soon as I think we have it won, the Devourer catches us off guard again. Do you remember the amulet that you gave me? Well, allowed me to talk to my cat? Well, I've lost it. Oh no, what a shame. Have you tried looking for it? High and low. Sorry if you had another one. Sorry, I have no more left. Perhaps you could ask the Sphinx. She could well have a spare one, and from what I've gathered, she seems to have taken a liking to you. Yep. Wish you luck in your attempts. Likewise, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman, Artic, in your adventures. What plans have you for the future of the town? You have proved that the plagues aren't contagious, so we must try to lift the quarantine that Marinaphos has imposed on us. So what are you going to do? I don't have a clue. I've already tried to meet with them, and we were rebuffed in a most unpleasant fashion. Perhaps I could help. I have a feeling this could prove a somewhat hazardous quest for you. I'm not even sure where you would start. However, if you're happy dealing with our woes, we would, of course, be grateful. Of course. Of course. Contact. Accept the quest. Sounds like a quest for me. I can't turn that down. I'm glad you want to help. You know but how exactly to continue, I don't know. You mentioned earlier that you were rebuffed in an unpleasant fashion. What happened? I led a delegation across the bridge, but we were allowed no further. Bridge delegation. Greetings, Conus. Halt. These fancy guys. Don't take another step. That is an improper greeting. You address the High Priest of Icthlorin. Don't try my patience. I've been ordered to prevent anyone attempting to cross this bridge. You will let us pass. We're not contagious. Step back or we will open fire. You wouldn't dare. Archers, take your mark. You wouldn't? Take aim. Run. Fire. High Priest tells the story. My goodness. Menaphos. Not a safe place to try to be. Or get into. Also, it's currently still a giant sand square with nothing in it. We will worry about Menaphos later. We're also kind of worrying about Menaphos right now. That Coenus is a cold-blooded thug. The Menaphites are led by a more secular ruler than I would like. Respect for the old ways is diminishing. Why do you need Menaphos to lift the quarantine? You have control over your own gates, and with the magic carpets based outside the city, you could create new trade links with some of the other desert towns to replace Menaphos. That would solve part of our problems. The large number of our townsfolk are in Menaphos. We must get word to them that it's safe to return. How should we do that? I think I'll leave that up to you. What if I disguise myself as a Menaphite? I doubt Coenus would let his mother of that bridge without threatening to fill her full of arrows. And he wouldn't care if she was trying to get in or trying to leave. I'll take that as a no. Is Memphis defended by large walls all along the riverbank? There are probably gaps in the walls, but the current doesn't kill you, the crocodiles will. Is there any time the gate is unguarded? They guard the gate. They guard the bridge all day and night. We've looked into this route. Perhaps I could sneak through under the cover of darkness. I doubt it. Keep the bridge brightly lit at all times. Perhaps I could fight my way in. Don't! Conus and his men may be cold-blooded thugs, but they're our brethren. And besides, they're just following orders. Besides, even if you could fight, my fellow workers are not capable and would surely be punished for such transgressions. Is there any way into Memphis from below? None that I know of. If there was, it'd probably be guarded. Oh, so there aren't any secret tunnels under the city? No, all of Tumikin's children and their followers revel in the light these days. Who's Tumikin? He's the husband of Elidinus, father of both Iclarin and the Devourer, and head of the pantheon of gods. You said these days. Well, the followers of the Devourer shunned the light, but all her temples have been destroyed, though there was also the sect of Scabarus. Who? The sect of Scabarus, a cult dedicated to the lesser deity, Scabarus. What's a lesser deity? The Book of Light and Day says that Tumikin once fell into a deep sleep and dreamt for 4 days and 4 nights. The first night he slept, he dreamt a good dream, dreamt of a journey long and arduous. From the loins of his subconscious, Atmankin was born into reality, physical manifestation of his dream. Tumikin continued to have pleasant dreams for a further 2 days and 2 nights. To reach a new deity came into being. On the 4th night, however, Tumikin dreamt a bad dream. He dreamt of himself and dreamt of his increasing isolation caused by his extended sleep. This isolation sprung forth into the world, took on the form of Scabarus. Okay. You could have just said a dream or something. Where were we? Yes, the followers of Scabarus used to be great architects of the subterranean. According to legend, they once planned to build a passage under the river Elid. No doubt Elidinus smote them, because none of the followers were ever seen again. That sounds interesting. Do they have an altar or temples left in the city? Yes, there is a shrine dedicated to Scabaris in the Temple of Lesser Gods in the northeast of the city. I might check it out. In that case, be sure to talk to Jagex. He looks after the building and can tell you all about the place. Very neat. Unlocked a bunch of music tracks. Somehow. Various music tracks. We'll get to that at some point. Anyways, the Temple of the Lesser Deities. Also, there was 4. Only heard 2 of them. More information to come. Maybe we can get some more information from Jax here. Like there's, he told us to talk to Jax for information. Hey, Jax. What can I do for you? The High Priest mentioned that you know all about the Temple of the Lesser Gods. I know bits and pieces about its history. I helped maintain the place and even held services until recently. Please excuse its current sorry state. Oh, what happened to the place? Some strange scarab creatures burst up from the cellars a few months ago. We fought them back into some kind of dungeon, but in doing so, the temple and the bank beneath were devastated. I'd like to have a look. I wouldn't, if I were you. It's incredibly dangerous down there. We've lost far too many townsfolk already who underestimated the dangers. There's some fearsome traps and vicious monsters lurking in the darkness. I'm trying to investigate any tunnels under the city by request of the High Priest. If you must, then I bestow the blessing of the Kalarin and the minor deities upon you. Climb down the ladder in the corner of the temple. This will leave you in the wrecked bank. Posted a number of guards there to hold back the scarab monsters. There's a barricaded trap door there that's a little complicated to open. Jax tells you how to open the trap door. Thanks, Jax. You've been a great help. It's dark down there. You should really take a torch or some sort of light source along with you. That and a tinderbox in case it goes out. Thanks. Remember to be very careful down there. It's seriously dangerous. I don't want to be kept awake by your cries of anguish when your light goes out. Really hyping it up here. Any more information about this place? How's the investigation going? Haven't made it to the dungeon yet. If you have any sense, you wouldn't go down there. But I can see you're determined to give it a go. Be sure to bring a light source and a tinderbox, or you may suffer a grisly fate. Don't worry, I'll bring one along. Thanks for the warning. Those scarabs came out of the floor and destroyed a bunch of stuff, like the altar here. Doesn't work. No prayer to be gained from a broken altar. Climbing down the trapdoor. Here we've got the destroyed bank. Too damaged to use. Wouldn't be the first time we fixed a bank. That's not our current job. Sophanem guards. How can I help you? What are you doing down here? We're guarding this place to make sure that nothing comes up from the trap door and nobody unnecessarily goes down there. What's down there? The nastiest creatures imaginable. They seem to be a cross between humans and scarabs. Rumor has it they may be connected to the ancient sect of Scabaris. What do you know about this sect? Little aside from the odd fairy tale from childhood. They don't know much. Down the trap door, they say. Open it. The area is very dark. Do not extinguish your light source. Yeah. Be careful down there. I will. It really is incredibly dangerous down there. So people keep telling me. You should take some food down in case you get hurt. Thanks for the advice. I wouldn't take many valuables down there the first time I went, just in case something bad happened. Have some faith in me. Watch out for the traps. I will. You see a scarab on any of the walls, stay well away from it. Why? Saw one of the other guards disappear down the trap door. We approached it. We never saw him again. Look out for it then. Open the trapdoor using the Jagex showed you. Closing after you descend. Really hyping this place up. This is like a pyramid kind of spot. We got floor traps. We got wall scarabs. We got pusher blocks. We got enemies. Introducing the Scabarates. Got some scarab mages up here. They're gonna do magic stuff. That counts as a scarab on the wall. It's more of a torch. We can search the floor. Avoid it with our agility skill, which is 77. Should be pretty good. Scarab mages. Mage guys. Attack them. Not too strong. Not worried about any of their drops either. So here, we got some options. You can either go through the entire dungeon, avoiding traps, fighting monsters. There's a locust rider. Or you can take the quick route. More dangerous. Look at the crazy sides of this. That's pretty wild. Yeah, this is a large dungeon area here. Instead, we're just going to go down this way. Into the deeper darkness. Climb down the ladder. Dangerous. Very dangerous. Lots of enemy attacks. Checking our health here, make sure we don't get too low. Eat when necessary. And just keep running for it. We got rangers and scarabs, we got lancers. They take your light out. Just keep running. These also used to do way more damage. We made it. And now, we're down the complete other side of the dungeon. Walk past some crushers. Perfectly fine. Got some odd markings here. Nope. Locust guy attacking us. Damn it. These odd markings. The traps succumb to rust, you have nothing to fear. Which is very convenient. Most of the other ones in here are not going to be so helpful. Down the ladder. And this leads us to another place. Slightly different. Trying to find various tunnels underneath the city. This certainly counts as a tunnel. Exploration. And Caliph's body right here. Worth checking that out. Search the corpse and find a piece of parchment covered in blood. Oh boy. Caliph. Your mission is to contact our agent inside Menaphos. Use the tunnels beneath the Temple of Lesser Gods. Be vigilant of traps and hostile natives. They're about as welcoming as the Menaphites, only slightly better looking. Oz. Alright. And all these other corpses. There is Mesa. You're not Caliph. Well, of course I'm not. I'm hardcore alternate Ironman Artic. Besides, Caliph's dead. Who? I mean, what? He's dead. His body's lying over there. At least somebody is, with a message addressed to Caliph. No! Wait a moment, until Mesa's cries subside. Are you Caliph's contact in Menaphos? Curse you, Osmond. So sick of this posting, I just want to go home. Was Caliph close to you? No, I hardly knew him. He was meant to tell me how to get out of Menaphos. Now that he's dead, I'm stuck here. Perhaps we can help each other. How could we do that? I need to tell the Sophonites inside Menaphos to return home, and you need to talk with Osmond the Spy Master. Do you know Osmond? Are you a friend of Al-Karin? I helped rescue Prince Ali from Lady Kelly. Or something around there. If you are who you say, tell me where it was you first ran into Prince Ali and his kidnappers. Drainer Village. Yes. Prince Ali and his kidnappers in Drainer Village. Fair enough. Who helped you find the prince? Only Leela. There is no Osmond. Sorry, I doubted you. Bring Osmond here and I'll tell the Sophonites to return. I'll get right to it. Just make sure he comes down here in person. Don't let him send another one of his people. You saw what happened to the last one. Fair. Reasonable. Back to Al-Karid. Could run back through the temple, out through Sophanem, take the carpets, or we can just pop into the house and go to Al-Karid. Really is just that simple. Spot for the teleport, again being here in Shantae Pass instead. A little bit out of the way. And Osmond also being in a slightly different location. It all works out. The things are still mostly here. Only sometimes when things get moved around does it make giant messes of everything. Reworks. Remodeling. All that stuff. Osmond, how's it going? One other thing. Was that game we gave something to give to you? No. I don't want it. Was you claiming your reward lamps? Nope, that's not a thing yet. Well done, a great rescue. Remember you if I have anything dangerous to do. I heard that some of the shopkeepers have been threatened from Ellie Morrison's business. Yes, we're aware of this. The League Guard will protect them from any harm. Glad to hear it. About Sophanem. Your help is needed urgently in Sophanem. My help is needed all over the place. What makes you suggest that I'm more urgently needed in Sophanem? Mesa wants to speak with you. You must be mistaken. She's in Menaphos, and that city is locked tight to everyone. Thanks in no small part to me. What? What have you been up to there? Nothing out of the ordinary. I've had my people instigate a bit of civil unrest. Officially, our cities may be at peace, but I have some old scores to settle first. Look, one of your people, Khalif, is dead, and the contact he was meant to meet in the tunnels under the river demands to see you. She wants to get out of Menaphos. Ah, Misa. A great talent, but far too highly strung. Should have known. I'll send down one of my people to sort her out shortly. She wanted you to come in person. I can't do that. That'd be tantamount to sticking one's head in a crocodile's mouth. I'd be lynched on sight if I were to be found. What's the deal between yourself and the Menaphites? Our two kingdoms were at war with one another for centuries. They tried to expand their kingdom northwards many times over the years. We held them off. Wow, that's impressive. Seems you don't have much of an army. The desert is a great equalizer. It's very difficult to move large armies around in it, particularly if you don't have ready access to water. We're at peace now. Technically, yes. Well, that doesn't mean that bad blood will instantly run good. As spymaster of Al-Qarid, I've been responsible for many a dark deed. The Menaphites would find it difficult not to try to punish me, to extract certain delicate information out of me, if I managed to fall into their arms. So, I'd need a very, very good reason to go there. You owe me a favor. I rescued Prince Ali for you. I owe you nothing for that. You were well rewarded for your services. What exactly are you up to, anyway? As you probably know, Sophanem is under quarantine at the moment because of the outbreak of plagues. Yes, but what are you doing? The plagues aren't contagious, so this seems a little pointless. The high priest in town wants to open the town up again. Fortunately, Menaphos has shut its doors to everyone. Many of the essential townsfolk who were in Menaphos when the plague first broke out are uncontactable. So you've agreed with Misa to get these people to return to Sophanem. What makes you think that? I'll aid you in helping the old enemy. Let me think on that for a second. What do you think would inspire a spy master to go along with our plans here? Say it's boring here. There could be some treasure. You could be a spy. Let's go for the big picture here. It would drive a wedge between the Menaphite cities. I have it. If Al-Qarid were to help Sophanem with its troublesome neighbor Menaphos, it could drive a wedge between the two cities. I think you may be on to something. Leverage. I like that. I have one north two things to sort out before I depart. I'll meet you close to Sophanem shortly. Alright. Back to Sophanem. Easy enough. We're just going to go take the carpet rides down there. Very cool. I am going to take the Podovnich carpet ride and run through Podovnich and take the next carpet ride. Because that's correct. Prices are wrong, though. Grumble, grumble. The walls here are very tall. Dying of desert heat. Pain. Osman! He is right here, next to the walls. There you are. Right next to the guard priest here. I couldn't find a way in. I'm getting too old for scaling city walls. I know of a secret entrance to the north. The Devourer showed it to me when I first arrived in these parts. Perfect. Where is it? There's a tunnel near the encampment to the northeast. Just look for a clump of rocks. It's through there. Wait for me here. There's no point in both of us risking our necks getting seen together. What if you're spotted in town or you injure yourself down in the maze? Don't worry about me. I've been in Sophonim more times than I'd cared for, and besides, I'm not spy master for nothing. But there's... Give me 2 hours. If I'm not back by then, come and look for me. Fair enough. And here, we wait patiently for Osmond to return. And a cutscene of Osmond sneaking into the city, knocking Jagex out with a blackjack and going into the temple. No longer exists, unfortunately. Osmond's been gone for hours. I think I should have a look for him. Dying of desert heat. Woo! Alright. And we would not know where he went because of the missing cutscene. But he's back down in the tunnel here. Back to where he was trying to go. A reasonable place to check, I suppose. And as we go down into the lowest tunnels, a cutscene. Whatever you do, don't risk giving away yourself when you incite the Sulphonites to force the issue of their return home. Okay, will do. What's going on, Osmond? Feels like the ground is shaking. It's nothing. Your nerves are probably just shot. Losing Khalif was tough on us all. There's definitely something going on. Get out of here, quick, before the cave collapses. We're watching from afar as Hiza escapes back in that tunnel. Osmond's walking this way when Scarabs. But then Scarab, singular, very large, bites him, and Osmond disappears. Osmond, no! The boss fight of Contact. Giant Scarab. A huge Scarab beetle. Look at that guy. It's got attacks, does things. We're going to also attack with our attacks. Let's fight. Dragon Hammer's back. 45% accuracy. Not ideal. I'm still not even entirely sure the Dragon Halberd spec's worth using. It's okay. He also summons in friends, like this Locust Rider. They could go and deal with the ads, or just blast down the boss. I want to pray something different. Getting hit by range and melee. No, do melee now. You can attack by 2 things in melee. Well, eat a shark. Always good to stay nice and full HP. Hardcore count and all that. There you go. And defeating the Scarab also defeats all his little guys. And Osmond's back. Hey, Osmond. How's it going? Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. What are you doing here? Rescuing your ungrateful hide. I had everything under control here. Besides, I thought we agreed that you would wait upstairs for me. Your 2 hours ran out a long time ago. Where did you disappear off to during the fight? I didn't go anywhere. I decided to blend into the shadows. Just one of my many tricks I've picked up over the years. So you're not going to say thank you or anything? No, but I do recommend you pick up Khalif's dagger. I can assure you, it packs some punch. If you say so, it managed to pierce that bug's shell. There's the dagger in the back of the big Scarab. It's good to see he went out fighting. He stabbed a bug in the back. Indeed. I'm glad you took on board some of my teachings. Well then, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. My business is done here, so I'll be off. One more thing. What? Thanks. My goodness. The dagger, right here. Karis. An interesting little dagger here. Not particularly strong by itself, but it does have a bonus effect against Scabrites and Cowfights, where it can sometimes do 3 times damage. Or at least it used to. Might have changed completely. Anywho, we just need to get out of here. We've essentially accomplished what the High Priest asked us to do. The message has gotten into Menaphos. Now we just need to get out of here. I don't know if we can go up the ladder back in the maze here. Probably. Go up the maze. Go through the underground. Up top, past there. Through the bank. Should be fine. Honestly, the damage here is nowhere near as much as it would have been originally. Usually, you would need actually tanky stuff and more food. But this is rebalanced. Or not balanced at all after the evolution of combat. Some things have been restatted, make them a little bit more reasonable or unreasonable, and then fixed again multiple times. It's all a bit of this, a bit of that. We're okay, though. Back to the High Priest. Yep, no problems getting out. Definitely would have been a time where you would teleport out and come back from Alcarid if you don't want to face the dangers of the dungeon. We did fine. Good day, Hardcore Ultimate Ironman Artic. Greetings, Cleric. I don't know how you managed to get word to our citizens, but I'm very grateful. No problem, I had some inside help. If you rub this lamp, it will increase your combat stats. Be aware it only has 2 wishes, rather than the traditional 3. Quest complete. We did it. 1 quest point. 7,000 thieving XP. Oh boy. It's gonna help a lot with our 91 thieving here. And 2 wishes each, awarding 7,000 combat XP. The Karis Dagger. Access to Sophanum's Bank. They've fixed it up. Of course we can't, obviously. And also a few shops in town. Check those out. Rub the combat lamp. Attack, strength, defense, constitution, another wish. Ranged magic, summoning doesn't exist. Nothing. I think we'll go for ranged, honestly. Kind of my least favorite style. Magic is way ahead. Melee's trivial. We'll get 14,000 range XP. That's okay. And lamp dissipates. Smoke that drifts away. Wild. Okay. 3 new shops available in Sophanem here. Not exactly super exciting, but they exist. Might as well. We got a bakery shop here. Talk to Nethifa. Are you one of the returned townspeople? Why, yes. You must be the brave adventurer that Mesa told us was seeking our return. I guess so. Why were you stuck in Menaphos? Well, it all started the day the plagues broke out here. I had gone into Menaphos in the morning to get some flour and chocolate powder. When it came time for me to return, the gates were shut. So guards wouldn't let you back? No, not at first. I just didn't want to return. I didn't want to come down with the plagues, so I stayed. What happened then? Well, word must have traveled back to the slaves that their fellow slaves in Sophanem no longer had to work, and so they rioted. That must have been scary. It was, but Conus, chief gatekeeper of the city, stamped the revolt down fairly fast, and quite brutally. The revolt was stamped out, why are the gates not open? No, it was only really stopped in the imperial and merchant districts of the city. Still trouble brewing in the worker and ports districts. Ports districts, and all these more actual information when Menaphos actually exists. Now, if you wouldn't mind, I'd rather not dwell any further on the past. Interested in my goods? Yes, please. We've got various goods from the bake stall. Bread, cake, and chocolate slices. And, since we're in the desert, water skins. Very nice. Very appropriate. Luckily, for whatever reason, it's not hot inside towns, which is very convenient. That would have been annoying, having to deal with desert heat all the time. Next, we're going to shop with the embalmer. They're not actually back from there, they were still here. Hi. Hello. Seem fairly happy for someone so spotty. Nearly forgotten about those. Running my spice stall has taken my mind off the plagues. I didn't think that a spice store would eat up so much time. Well, I'm trying to find a balm for our spots. Any leads? Got some cream from a merchant in Alcarid that was meant to help, but all it seems to do is repel insects. Merchant would be called Aliem, would he? That's him. How do you know him? I've bought things from him in the past. Some more useful than others. Anyway, I'm rambling. You're here to buy something, not to chat. The spice stall. The spice is right. Pots, gnome spices. No curry leaves. It's got anti-poisons, which doesn't help with the plagues here at all. And that's it. Again, not a super crazy spice. Stall here. It's even gnome spice. Not even just regular spice. What's the implications of that? Good question. And the last store here. We've got weapons. Not that we need any, but they exist. Talking to Irby here. Hello there. You're interested in any of my fine daggers. Ideal for slipping under desert robes to give your enemies a nasty surprise. I'm looking for daggers, yes. Not this many daggers, though. Yeah, bronze through dragon daggers, but no dragon daggers. Also no black daggers. Also had some bronze, iron, and steel scimitars. So pretty much the stock, only with no offhands because those don't exist yet. Interesting to have a store that doesn't sell dragon daggers. Technically you could sell a dragon dagger to them. That doesn't really matter. But anyways, we are doing much better with our halberd anyways, so that's fine. Well, yeah, that is contact. Quite a bit less dangerous than it would have been originally. We're also pretty strong here. 80s stats. Sharks. In a good position, one way or another. I guess that'd be it then. Don't really need a Karis. Have to maybe alch it. Probably not. There's a destroy option. You can obtain another one. So, if we ever want a Karis again, we have the option. Don't need a parchment. Don't really need candles. Did not end up getting poisoned by anything. Whether or not that even exists is a good question. There you go. 1 Deserty adventure complete. On to more things. Next time. Goodbye.